Imagine you're sitting at your kitchen table, sipping a cup of coffee. The beans that went into that coffee traveled thousands of miles, likely from Brazil or Colombia. But what happens when drought makes coffee harder to grow, or when flooding disrupts transportation? Climate change isn't some distant problem. It's affecting the rhythms of daily life here in the United States. Take the weather. Naturally, summers can be hot, but over the last few decades, we've seen record-breaking heat become the norm. From Phoenix to Chicago, cities are grappling with extreme heat warnings, causing school closures, outdoor event cancellations, and surging costs for air conditioning. And it's not just about comfort. Heat waves pose serious health risks, especially to children, the elderly, and people with certain medical conditions. Then there are storms. If you've noticed your area getting wetter or drier, that's not a coincidence. Climate models show increasing extremes when it comes to rainfall, fueled by a warmer atmosphere. In states like Louisiana and Florida, hurricanes have become more intense, leaving families homeless and driving up the cost of rebuilding. Further inland, flash flooding in places like Kentucky or Pennsylvania disrupts morning commutes, destroys homes, and ruins livelihoods. On the other hand, places like California are battling the opposite problem: mega droughts that force water restrictions and ripple into food shortages. Speaking of food, let's think about your next trip to the grocery store. Produce prices rising, that bag of lettuce suddenly a luxury. Extreme weather events, from storms to prolonged freezes, are messing with the agricultural cycle. Farmers can't grow crops consistently when fields alternate between being flooded or parched. As a result, Americans can expect less variety on their plates and higher prices at the checkout line. But climate change doesn't stop at the obvious. Rising seas and expanding flood zones mean higher home insurance premiums, or an inability to insure certain properties altogether. Tick and mosquito populations are shifting due to warmer winters, bringing Lyme disease and West Nile virus to areas that didn't used to worry about them. Even your favorite ski slopes might look a little sadder each winter as the snowpack steadily shrinks. It's not all gloom and doom, though. Communities across the U.S. are taking action, embracing renewable energy, improving infrastructure to cope with extreme weather, and rethinking land use to minimize flood risks and preserve water. The choices we make, from how we travel to where we invest our money, can amplify these small steps into big change. The truth is, climate change is already woven into the fabric of our daily lives. Every heat wave, every higher grocery bill, every canceled school day reminds us that we're living in an era shaped by it. The question now is, how will we shape the future?